We're late. Let's do it. Come on. 25.3, CrossFit, sales, affiliates, I don't know, World Fitness Project, poaching. It's such an amazing time in CrossFit, you know. Oh, my back hurts. A lot of barbell cycling demos yesterday. What's up, Slater? Let's do it. I love it. I love it. All right. Good morning. Good morning. I woke up like 7 minutes ago. No, it was 13. I woke up 13 minutes ago and I feel good. I slept in. How long did I sleep? Let's see. What's my watch say? Body battery plus 48. 8 hours of sleep. That's so good for me, in case anyone doesn't know. HRV 83. Let's hear it. How'd it go? Tex. Slater. So you'll be disappointed. Our frenemy competition has to come to an end. I'm gonna have to put the brakes on it. And I won't do this one. There's too much upside down. Even going slow, there's just no reason to put myself in that position. I demoed enough. Every time I get upside down, I just get a little bit of it. There's just so much like, I have a blood clot in my neck and like a narrow artery. Like there's just no reason to, right? So there's just, it is what it is. It sucks. And I'm trying to work through it. So I slept in and I just tried not to think about it. So I think what I'm going to do is here, I'll write the workout. So what I'm going to do is this instead. I'm going to swing to the gym today, maybe even in the garage. I can do this in the house. Let me get my notes. So I'm going to go. Let's pull up the workout because I want to do it. And I thought barbell cycling, like I really get funny with power cleans, just like a lot of stuff hitting my neck, but I think I can get over that. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 15 cal ski row. I'm going to replace a 15 cal ski for all of the wall walks and then do the workout this afternoon like that. And I think that'll be pretty close to the time. It'll probably be a little bit slower, but I think if I can finish that under the time cap, then we'll do pretty good. So, all right, who's here? Good morning, Jody from the bunker. Jody, did you do it? Jody, are you signed up for the open? I need some coffee. Super good this morning. All right. So what'd you get? Tex, what did you get? How far did you get? Or did you finish? What's up, Craig? Lido, you got lucky. This is another one for you. You're going to be a shoo-in to the semifinals. I feel like this is another wheelhouse one for you. Good morning, Luis. Slater, sad. It's all right. Aaron, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right. Guys, what we witnessed last night, obviously, announcements are like awesome, but fucking sub 10. And the reason why I say that, and this isn't a slight at, it's the rowing has so little to do with the success in the workout, unless you're at the very top, right? The rowing is what was able to separate Dallin from everyone else and the guys from like Taylor, but for most people, it's not. The row has so little to do with the row. So little. It's like no one, because no one can row the first one hard, right? So like it really is. It's just a wall walk workout for everyone. So 8 snatches. Okay, so it's 120 to snatches. Okay. This was my second open. I think I slept on the importance of the global leaderboard in the past. Hmm. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but good job. 8 snatches. It's a tough one. I don't think it's going to be as easy as people think. I think Dallin, James, and um, uh, Hopper did things that I don't think many people are going to do at all. I think Dallin might have hit a home run and got the best score. I mean, dude, that was fucking crazy. Crazy. It was so fast. Oh, ugh, ugh. So fast. All right. Let's see. Let's see what scores are up on the leaderboard already. Who's dropping scores this morning? Oh, that's the CrossFit Games. Open leaderboard. Men. Dallin is in the lead. It's going to be tough for Colton to hold on to first place. Yeah, I think finishing is a great goal for anyone. I also don't think it's like a super reasonable goal for everyone, but it is a good goal, right? But no one's getting, oh shit, no one's getting sub 10 for sure. Dang it, I forgot to upload my videos. Slater. I used to do an aura ring. Like that was like what I felt like we did a uh we did like a recovery course with the person that owns Third Z, who was a chiropractor who left chiropractic and just like got really, really into like sleep science. Um, and one second. And what we found was that aura ring, if you're looking for the algorithms and all of the data, aura ring was closest to like what the science was consistent with for HRV. Um, and like sleep tracking and the way that their like readiness score worked. So uh, that was what I used, but I use my Garmin now. And I think it's consistent. And so what I like about Garmin, I've never used Apple. Um, man, this thing won't heal. It's weird. Um, I've never used Apple, and so, but all most of the wristwear stuff is pretty consistent from like what it's actually reading, like the heart rate and the motion tracking and things like that. Um, no, that doesn't mean that it's accurate, but it's consistent in general. What does this mean? Oh, like your heart rate gets too low. Sean said, I can't sleep with my Apple Watch. It wakes me up at night with the HR alarm. Does that mean your heart rate gets too low? Is that what you're saying? Um, do I not think Colton has a chance with all the other movements helping his range of motion? Mm, I don't know. I mean, it's still I don't think so. I mean, maybe, right? I mean, I don't want to like doubt Colton by any means, but I think it is. Um, I mean, so they did deadlifts in Fort here. We'll break it down. They're just I don't think there's enough time to make up on the barbell. The program put out their little split thing. Well, that's weird. The pro. There it is. Here we go. All right. Present share. I searched this like I searched this like 5 seconds, like right before I pulled it up on the screen, and there was like I typed in the program in like search, and like someone having sex popped up. I was like, "Ooh, good thing I went share my screen." Okay. So if we're just looking, so this is where CrossFit, it, yeah, it's just for the elites, it's so much row time, right? Let's focus on Dallin, right? Because I really think Dallin might have the best score. So wall walk time, 18 seconds, 27 seconds, 28, 31, 32. Okay. So in total, right, 32. So it's a minute 3, a minute 31, a minute 58, and 2 minutes and 16 seconds for 25 wall walks, right? And so I just don't know. I don't know if he's gonna go. Maybe he gains 15 seconds there. Okay. Deadlifts 40 seconds. He's not doing them any faster than this because they went like 15:10. Cleans a minute 19. Unless he touch and goes like 15:10. The only way that I think Colton does it is if he touch and goes the barbells, right? A minute 10 for 25 snatches and a minute 20 for 25 cleans is crazy. Guys, that's so fast. I don't even know if I thought Dallin didn't do touch and go. I thought he did singles. Maybe I was confused. Oh no, he did. Oh yeah, little snake snatch. Snake snatch is my favorite. Oh no, not really. He went to singles. Yo, Dallin fucking murdered this. I thought he did all singles too. He did all singles on the cleans, but he touch and go the power snatches. The worm. I call it the snake snatch. He's not really doing it. Um, mm, so basically, James is. So zoom into James, right? So watch James. See how he does it. He doesn't make contact with his hip, or the worm, whatever you want to call it. Um, he doesn't make contact with his hip, and he doesn't open his. We're looking right over here. He doesn't lock out his knees or open his hip, and he just sort of scoops under, right? And so it is. It's faster. It's how I power snatch cycle. It's not for everybody. It's going to blow up your back, but if you can do it, it's faster, right? Because you take away triple extension in the snatch. Right. Oh, here we go. Perfect view. Right. So we're looking at James. Ah, fuck, they keep changing. Yeah. If you can do it, it's faster. So, anyways, but so back to what we were talking about. I just don't know if Colton's going to make up time. Like, I don't know where he's going to make up time. Right. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's very bicep heavy. Right. It's very bicep heavy. Um uh so anyways, so we'll go back up here. So do I think Colton has a chance? I mean, I think obviously he has a chance for sure. But I think it's going to be really hard, right? Like CrossFit said, like for the elites, the majority of the workout's the row, but the majority of the workout isn't the row for everyone else, right? Like if you broke everything down, so 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the wall walks, 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes on the row, or it was 4 minutes on the row for them, pretty much exactly, right? And then 4 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and then 2.5 minutes on the barbell. That's not how it's going to look for fucking mortals, guys. This is not going to look like that at all. All right, Lewis asks, I'm still recovering for the last 5 days. Only yesterday did I get to the gym. Breathing is difficult, so I'll either go very slow tomorrow. No, I think you should just wait till Monday, Lewis. I think you should wait till Monday. I think you should run through like a 2 wall walks, 20 calorie, or like a half version. Like cut everything in half and run through it like an RPE 7, and then do it fully on Monday because it's not going to go well. This workout's way too long, way too high heart rate, too much time under tension, and then you're upside down for a lot. Like if you've been sick and breathing is difficult, being upside down is going to suck. Don't do that. It's really loud. Am I really loud? Good morning, Camille. My favorite human. What's up, Gary? Good luck today. Good morning. On the bicep, Sean asked on the bicep. If you choose to do like that snake snatch, it's very bicep heavy. My triceps are your triceps are going to be perfectly pronounced horseshoes when this ends. My triceps are already perfectly pronounced horseshoes. Thank you very much. But guys, watching what Dallin did was fucking wild. I mean, I really think that it was there. All right, now let's talk about the workout. Okay. Damn, that's fucked up. Sean's a dick. All right. Oh, thanks, buddy. I needed that. Chat really ate me up the last few days. I needed a win. Thanks for the compliment. Texas daughter's homesick from daycare. Something I'm pretty sure you described. Snake snatches walked her out. Perfect. That's good. I'm glad. Talking about snakes. Awkward context made your daughter sleep. That's good. She's not excited. Lido, any guesses on what'd you get to? Chain whipping. I need to know like a name. I'm gonna call you I can't call you chain whipping. CW. Ben loves this workout. Can't wait to do it. I love it. Lido, any guesses with the top 1%? So for individual, I think 1% is going to be around like I think this is going to be a huge fall off, right? You guys got to remember, like 1% is still a big range, right? So what was 1% for? I just got to look at the workouts real quick. Let's go to game, open, leaderboard. Here we go. All right, open. It's just overall 25.1. What is that, page 25, right? Is that right? 30? I can't even remember. How do we get to 25? Okay. So 286 versus 486. Just trying to get like a digestion of what it was. Go 643. I think it's going to be like 14 and a half, 15 minutes. Holy shit. Susan, are you 55? Or are you under 55? Or what age group are you, Susan? That's a great time. But I'm assuming it's 55, not to be. It's a totally different workout once those wall walks change. Holy shit, you're really fit. That's a really good score. Jesus Christ. Susan's fit, guys. I think 15 will be close to top 1%, honestly. For the individuals, I think it's going to be in the 14 range, even 15. I really think what we saw is those are fucking outliers. Like Taylor doing it in 1140, and Taylor's probably you assume Taylor is going to be like a top 200 score. Probably it looked totally different, right? We're gonna pull it up compared to if you guys didn't watch. But I just want you.
Jeremy,
Why can I not hear anything? Why does this do this? This is annoying as shit. Here we go. All right.
but the main workout is going back and forth on the barbell and the wall walk.
If we just look, I'm just going to kind of bounce back and forth between so Taylor gets off at 240 roughly. Right. So 240 already. It's 15 seconds behind these guys. Like he's on pace with Pepper or Sprague. Right. So we're just going to kind of chip away. I would consider Taylor as a very elite athlete, obviously, for sure, a top 100, maybe even a top 50 in the world. Kristen Holte got sub 12. Again, sub 12 is certainly not 922 or sub 10. I really, really, really think that these guys put on a fucking show that's not going to be repeated. Okay. I just want to chip away at Taylor so you can see how crazy their score is versus someone as fit as Taylor. All right. So 240. All right. So we just look at the deads. Let's see. He finishes the deadlifts. 417. All right. 45 fucking seconds already. 45 seconds difference in 4 minutes into a workout. I don't think so, Lido. So Lido asks, is a female sub 12 equivalent to a male sub 10? No, I think for the 100 cals on the row, I think you can assume a minute because that's the only difference. If anything, the barbell, because that clean barbell is usually a little lighter. Deadlifts are the same. Snatches are probably the same. Those guys, you know, like they did 100 calories in 4 minutes, which is roughly 1,500, right? 25 calories a minute. An elite female is going to row close to 1,200 on the average, like the best. Well, actually, I don't know. I mean, that would really just be like a Laura Tia thing, to be honest, or maybe a Sam Briggs in her prime. I think like 11:30 is going to be the equivalent, maybe even like low 11s is going to be I really do think these guys are going to be like the top 5 scores, like already, right? I don't know if anyone's going to beat Dallin. So I think it's going to be closer to like right at 11 for the elite female, like 11, 15. So, I mean, I guess that's pretty close. I guess that's pretty much the same. We're pretty much saying the same thing. I mean, Kristen Holt always does crazy in the open. I wish she would have just kept competing. She was fun to watch. Okay, let's keep chipping away back at it. Right. Let's just see how long it takes him to do wall walks. Right. And Taylor's pretty amazing on his shoulders. I mean, you can just see like his rate, like his cycle rate here is just not as fast. Even though it's good. Right. So he got on the wall. Let's call it 420. Yeah, 30 seconds. I guess it's pretty much the same. It was really just on the barbell. I mean, they really just took off on the barbell. Who's winning the open? I think Dallin has a really good chance. I don't know if Dallin's got 15 total points right now. I'm going to pause this. Dallin. So who's going to win the open? Dallin's got 15 points. I don't know if anyone's going to beat him. Right. But I don't know if 15 people. So Colton needs to get 12th or better. Well, 13th or better overall. And right now 13th is here. But I just like, I mean, this fall off is huge. Granted, these guys are not as fit, but I mean, a whole minute. minute and a half, right? I mean, Royce Dunn's pretty fucking fit dude, you know? Like there's some really fit guys that have scores on the board that are nowhere near. This guy did it scaled 100%. Maybe not. Maybe he's just an absolute wall walk freak. This is outlandish. Royce isn't super fit right now. I gotta sneeze. Oh, do they have to shave their head? Craig said they were racing to keep their hair. Did they have to shave their head? Is that what they did? Was that the penalty for losing? Susan, I can't fucking get over how fit you are. That's a really good score. Are you like winning the 40 to 44? I feel like I've seen your name. I think you might be winning. Let's see how fit Susan is, guys. What do you think? Did I spell your name wrong? Oh, 2 N's. 2 N's? Not popping up. Are you signed up? Are you in the 45? Are you turning 45? I'm guessing you're turning 45. No. I don't know. I can't find you. Help me find you. Are you down the leaderboard? All right. Racing to keep their hair. He may not win this workout. He is going to go super fast. Oh, this is a great comparison. I don't think this is it's an okay comparison, right? How did Colton do in 24.2 is that score? I don't think it's super comparable because it was just all about transitions. Like it was only about the row at the top because it was only about the row. Oh yeah, Medeiros is for sure gonna lose this. There's no way he beats him. Well, Susan, if you're looking for some help, you know where to CJ at WODprep.com. We'll get you back to training for sure. But this is a crazy score. Will this mess with Sprague's confidence? That's a good question. I mean, I think 22 seconds. He tied Hopper, right? So I don't think so. I don't think it matters. I think it's not that it's like it's 22 seconds and I don't think it messes with him at all. Mm-mm. I mean, he's still going to be like a top 15 in the open. So I don't think so. I don't know. Did he beat him? That was it was hard to see. Oh yeah, there's no way Justin beats him. I don't think so. I think Medeiros is screwed. I agree. Bruce watching on replay. Yeah, I have a Garmin watch. I have a Venu 3. I just don't think Colton can pull this one off. I think there's too much barbell. Now, if it was just squats, it's different, but I know his cycle rate's faster, but I don't think it's that much faster. Like if it was just power snatches, yes, but I don't know. Oh, anyways, so we're talking about 1%. Taylor got 12 minutes. Taylor's going to be 0.1%. I think 1% is even closer. It's closer to like the 15-second range. To be honest, for individuals, and for 35, probably just a smidge slower. Usually 35 is like around the top 1%, like the top 2%, 435 is usually in the top 1%, pretty close to top 1% of actual bit. So we'll kind of bounce back and forth. So I just want you guys to see the difference between Taylor. So finishing cleans, let's just see how long it takes him to do cleans. So we'll say he finishes at 450. Right. So he does them in, this is where the difference was made. Okay. So 642. So that's a minute and 52 seconds. Okay. They did him in a minute and 20. So fast. So fast. I don't know if Taylor's doing the open. I don't think he's trying to go to the games. Craig says Taylor's best road is NorCal or online. Yeah, it is. What's his only road? Because he can't do syndicate. But I don't think he's not trying to go to the games. He can't squat. He hasn't squatted since crash, like at all. He did the workout the other week, said it was fine, but he doesn't squat. His knee is not tolerating high level training. Sprague will be fine as soon as running gets brought in. Yeah, I mean he's way better in in-person competition. I wouldn't say he's not fit like he was last year. I think he's very fit. I think he just can't squat. So, I mean, to say he's not fit is probably inaccurate. I would say he has a limitation very specific to knee flexion for sure. When you guys watch his shows, you should make sure to tell him to call me. Yeah, I think he would. I think he still would be if he was squatting. Like, I'll be interested to see what his retest looks like on this. But anyways, I mean, he did great. Like, even if you just look at the power snatches, right? I mean, starting the power snatches, right there at 550. He was at 7.4. I mean, it was just crazy. And then they did this in a minute 10, and he crushed this too, right? And it took him a minute 30. Their barbell cycling is so fast, guys. I know. You did say he's not fit. You said he's not fit like he was. I think he is just as fit as he was. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Bruce, this is a wall walk workout. It is for everybody, right? It wasn't a wall walk workout for Dallin and them, but for everyone else, it is 100%. 100%. Yeah. Anywho. All right. But for 55 plus, it's not a wall walk workout. They shouldn't have changed it. They should have just, I don't know why Dave won't do just less reps. Like, just give them 3. Like, I just don't. Here, let's talk about the workout. Okay. So the workout. I love it. I think it's a great workout. If he could win the Open, this is a Kevin said Fee could win the Open on the ladies' side, question mark. I think so. This isn't a bad one for her. There's enough. Miriam could also win, right? She's certainly not bad at anything that's on the board. I think it's kind of definitely more up in the air. Whoops. Here we go. All right. So here's the workout. Can you guys see? There we go. All right. Here's the workout. So I think the workout would have been, it's a sprint, right? It's not really testing any strength. It's testing barbell cycling and shoulder capacity, which is good. I love testing gymnastics in the open and muscular endurance. Muscular endurance is a fun thing to test, which is the wall walk, which isn't muscular strength. They are different because everyone can do a wall walk. Um, um, and I like wall walks as a testing movement for sure. But I think for the top, it doesn't matter. I think everyone's going to get in. I think this workout should have been 25 deadlifts at 225, 20 cleans at 185, and 15 snatches or at 135, or 185 across the board, like 25 deadlifts at 185, 20 cleans at 185, 15 snatches at 185. We have all the same stuff, and then it's stop gated based on strength. And I think that would have turned this into a very, very, very good open and very, very balanced. This is certainly a million times better than the leak, for sure. The leak was terrible. This is great. I love the workout, but I think you could have just changed it to a 185 barbell the whole time and went 20, 15, and then we really would have been able. That's the whole point. The point would be, if you can't do it, then you're stuck at the bar, right? It's a stop gate, right? Just like 18.2 or 19.2 or 20.4, right? Or even the thrusters last week, right? Like that's the whole, it would have balanced the whole. If this was 185 barbell, right? So like if the workout was 185 and it went 25, 20, 15, the whole open would, in my opinion, it would have been a very, very good open, right? 15 minutes, 15-minute piece, a 5-minute piece, and then it would have been probably back to like 12 to 13 minutes. And I think those are great. And then it would have been to 20 for most people. Yeah, and most people don't finish. They get stopped somewhere in the cleans. 185 cleans for 20 would be very heavy and slow. But if you had the strength, that's still a ton of time to get to the snatches. Um, is this talking about? So Kevin said, "Did you see the guys commenting on Dave's about the workout not being inclusive? Do you mean 25.2, like how there was double unders and pull ups in it?" Thank you, Sean. The open is designed for affiliates. You're right. And this still would have been designed for affiliates, right? You can design a workout that's hard to finish and still be for affiliates. If this was 185 the whole time, that means that more people move through the deadlifts easier, and most people still get to the cleans and get a few reps, right? Or they hit PRs. And it's still the same thing, but then it actually creates separation due to strength appropriately, right? So Sean thinks it's perfect. I think it's a great workout. I don't think it's testing enough strength to call it a balanced open. I think it's very similar. Um, right. That's okay. 185 bar has a whole lot of, the whole time has loads of people just standing around. I think I agree. And I think that's totally okay. I think that's totally fine. I think that's the essence of the open, is not everyone needs to finish the workout. So I don't even know if I can do a Scottish accent. um, Lito asks, if the goal is to find the top 1%, do we think these workouts get the wrong people through? Okay, so this is the question. This is the only question, right? Because for everybody, this is a great workout. For the world, this is a good workout, and it's a balanced open. But is it balanced for the top? It's probably a little unbalanced. But to the specific question, to the top 1% or 2%, 100% the right people get through. Doesn't change, because those numbers are still big enough that it doesn't matter, right? So if you think about the actual numbers, so 1,200 individuals, 435s, 340s, and then 200, top 200 for every other age group. So you really only care about like the top 400 in the individuals and the top 100 masters, truly, right? Like, and you care for everybody. Um, uh, and so they, I don't think I think those people get through. Now the question is, um, for something like TFX, where it's top 33 in the West, is that top 33 the right 33? And I don't think the answer is yes. I think there's going to be some people that are very fit that don't make it because it was very, very, very aerobic, right? With no big limiters anywhere at all, right? And so that's where I think the little bit of a difference is like the ones that are using the open as the qualifier for their competition. So like Torian, Syndicate, and TFX. No, I don't think they were super balanced. And I don't think all the right people are going to get in, personally. I think they're going to see Heavy Isabel, and some of them are going to be standing around, personally. So I think that's where the miss was. But for the open going to semifinals, 100% going to be fine. Right. The open tests are accessible and effective. I agree. Avera, being crowned the fittest takes an entire season. The open is not the answer. Are the best at the top. I agree. Um, the open is accessible for sure. I agree. But the open is not just moving to like the next the online stage because of like, and I'm only saying this in the very specific concept of like TFX and Syndicate. When you're going straight from this to an in-person qualifier that's only taken 30 people out of like roughly 50,000, it needs to be a little bit more. There needed to be a little bit more strength tested, in my opinion, just for that specific example, right? So, but for top 1%, I think it's fine. I think Dave is really leaning on the CrossFit pyramid. And so I think the open should challenge people. I think this does challenge people. And this is the revolving door question. It's for the affiliates and the elites. And this is the problem. It has to be for both, because we've done this to ourselves. Dave has done this to himself. So because it is for both, it has to be for both. That's the whole design of the open. It's the start of the season. It puts Dave in a hard position, right? Like, it's hard for him to find that balance in a program, right? That's a really hard thing to do. It's way harder than people assess, like people assume. To me, a 185 barbell in this workout, one, would make it easier on all affiliates personally, because there's no weight changes. I think affiliates are going to really struggle with how much volume they can do because of how many weight changes there are personally. I think people that don't have a ton of weight, they'll be limited there. But I think that would have done the same thing. A lot of people can clean 185, 125 that are RX athletes. A lot of them can't snatch that. And so, yeah, you stand around for 20 minutes, but everyone's going to stand around for 20 minutes anyways. They're going to be moving slow. But I think that would have just created the strength gate needed, in my opinion, to give the elite separation at the top, but also give a great workout in winning moments like the bar muscle up, right? Like when you put load, you guys, you're looking at this. No one said anything when it was pull up, chest to bar, bar muscle up. This is the same thing. A 185 bar on a deadlift is like a pull up. A 185 bar on the clean is like a chest to bar. And then a 185 bar on the snatch is like a bar muscle up. But you look at the gymnastics because it's like open magic. Open magic can come in strength tests too, right? And I think 185 would have done that very successfully and also created more separation at the top and taken it away from just another pure conditioning capacity workout for the elite, personally. That's where my thoughts are. Okay. David, I was so excited till I saw the 55 scaled wall walks as the RX version. Yeah, it was weird that they did that. This is another thing that I don't like about how Dave makes adjustments for age groups is he refuses to just change the number of reps. Like he refuses to do that. Like 3 wall walks would have been fucking perfect for 55 plus. And then you change the weights. Like just make it 3. I don't understand why they've never leaned into just doing like muscle ups, right? So when was the last time we had ring muscle ups, right? To finish 23.1, right? Well, it was 20 anyways, right? So like when something like muscle ups or bar muscle ups, like just give them 5 and give them a chance to, you know what I mean? Like you can, I think something we've never done in the open is just do less reps of the same movement. It's always the same workout with a scaled pattern. And I don't like that. I think we could be a little more creative and appropriate there, in my opinion. Oh, Sean, this is a good question. Would I say gymnastics are aerobic or anaerobic? I think you can get good enough to make them aerobic, right? In certain volume, right? And okay, this is a better. It's always anaerobic. There's no way you can just do it for hours and hours and hours. When you have muscular endurance involved, which is what's involved there, it's going to be hard to make it aerobic, right? But when you're good enough, you can get very close, right? But inherently, it's an explosive pattern, even though people can do lots and lots and lots and lots of reps, right? So it's always like at the most base definition, anaerobic, but we can get good enough to be repeatable with it. And we can get efficient enough that the muscular endurance factor is manageable for us to do them for long periods of time, right? So I don't think they're on a like an energy level system. I think you look at it as more of like, is it muscular? Can you turn it into muscular endurance? And could you have enough muscular endurance and efficiency in the pattern to do it consistently for broad time? Kyle says at the end of the day, the cream will always rise to the top. I agree, for sure, but we can't always rely on that, especially if we're going to go from 50,000 in the East to 30 at Syndicate, right? Like there needs to be a little bit more balance there, right? Because there's going to be people based on this, like based on the open, there for sure will be a couple females that get there that cannot snatch 155 pounds. So that's my thought. So David says they're starting to dumb down 55 and quarters and semis. No more hand. That's not true. I'm pretty sure we had handstand walks and rope climbs and muscle ups in last year's semifinals. So I don't think that's true at all. Vicky, you're fired. Yeah, the kilo conversion seems really confusing. Yeah, we already hit on that. All right. And so this is a great, Sean said the adjustment should start at 60. And so it's getting close to that point where the adjustment has shifted, right? Because 45-year-olds have been in CrossFit like people that are 60 have been in CrossFit for 15 years, right? It's definitely moving its way down, right? So, um, like down, like I guess up the age bracket, right? So, um, um, they do have a skilled masters. They have an RX and skilled masters division, Vicky. Um, yeah. So Sean, this is I think there's two things here. I think this is so Sean felt 25.2 exceeded my anaerobic ability on gymnastics. No amount of rest was going to help me recover. I think this is more muscular endurance and lactate clearing than like an energy system specifically, right? So it's about being efficient, not using as much energy per rep, right? So, you know, uh, I mean, it's also a lot different to sling around 225 pounds on the bar versus 200 or 180, right? So always think of that. Um, Kevin, isn't that the same for running at the games? So often athletes who qualify can't run for shit. There are people there, but there are also people that get to the games that aren't very strong, right? So like there's always going to be those outliers, right? You know, and so it's fine for what it is, but for the most part, um, uh, it's a balance, right? Like, yes, we see people that are very poor at running get to the games for sure, especially if there wasn't running in semifinals. But we always see people that can't do the clean ladder or the snatch ladder at the games too. And we just say, they need to get stronger. And then we say those people need to run better, right? Um, you know, we would just rather it be snuffed out at some point prior to the games, right? So anyways, I think it's fine. I still think a 185 bar all the way across in 2015 would have rounded out the open really well, allowed people with a lot of strength to excel, right? And not rely purely on conditioning for the win, personally, or muscular endurance, which is what we saw here. Um, but I do think that the workout is really good. I think it's going to be fun. I think a lot of people are going to um, struggle with it. I think snatches are going to get heavy, but I think, again, I think we've put ourselves in a challenging situation where we have to be, we have to like write a program that's like affiliate friendly, but it also has to test for the best, right? Test for the best, scale for the rest, that kind of thing. But I think a 185 bar would have done that. A lot of people are going to be standing around anyways. Um, well, there's no quarters, so let's just assume semis. I don't think it was a 12-foot rope. Was it? Wasn't it? Isn't it a 12-foot rope for legless rope climbs though, David? You've done it. I've coached it for 7 years too, so it's not like I have no idea what I'm talking about. Just in case you were wondering. Let's see. How do we get there? Games. Mm, Here we go. I mean, there's 20 muscle ups to finish last year, right? Um, right. I mean, it's pretty. I don't know why it was like this, but I mean, finishes at 20 muscle ups seems pretty intense to me. No? Maybe not. And then they changed it at 60. Anyways, all right. Okay. Kevin asked, how would you rate the 3 in totality? Is it balanced? No, I don't think it's balanced. I do think, again, if the bar was 185 across the board, it would have been balanced. I would have given it a B plus. And again, I'm not some, I mean, I think I program okay, but I think I would have given it a B plus. I think for the masses, it's an A right now. With a 185 bar the whole way, it would have been an A plus. For the elites, it's a B. So it's a B plus on average. It would have been. It's just like a B minus with what it is now. Maybe a C plus. Right. I don't think it's anything worse than that. 185 bar, I think, would have been close to a B plus. And so we have to it's also like, who are you asking about? Are you asking about the 88th percentile to the bottom, to the 1%? Then it's balanced. Even this is balanced. The strength is enough. The time domains are good. Testing different components. All the workouts are completely different. But for the top, because of the way that they're designed, they're not reaching threshold. They're just conditioning tests for everybody, right? They're not testing anything else. They're not really testing gymnastics capacity at the top. Even though that's how the workout's designed, it's not doing that, right? So the average CrossFitter, the average CrossFitter, it's balanced. Gymnastics complexity, a little bit of strength. Thrusting a 135 barbell is a sign that you are strong, right? That you have some strength, right? But again, it would have been better to test a 185 clean and test a 185 snatch. We've had 185 snatches and cleans in the open tons of times. We had a 185 barbell in the open, just a 185 barbell. Right? So, in a workout, it just started there. That was the workout with handstand push-ups one year. People with good gymnastics could survive the barbell, but not vice versa. Oh, yeah. Well, that's because the barbell. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, people want to do the community cup. I mean, again, right? It doesn't, at that point, then it doesn't matter because you're going to be putting your levels anyways, and you get to compete again, right? I think it's still a good open. Again, I mean, I'm going to keep hammering this. A 185, not changing weight barbell, 25 deadlifts, 20 cleans, and 15 snatches at 185 would have rounded out this open amazingly. Yeah, and so the Avera says, amazing how many non-elite athletes on these boards saying the tests are not hard, heavy enough. When almost none of them, you're right. But that's because these people aren't conditioned and they're going to do shitty and they're sad because that's where they excel, because they've done programming and training where they fucking move slow for 20 minutes, but they move a 225 barbell for power cleans, right? This is what Dave is trying to show. He said it. Let me pull it up. So I can find it. Oh man, my back's 51 people. Hey guys, make sure to like the show, subscribe. Hey, you can even join the membership if you really like. All right. Dave Castro. Mm.
$25.
Hold on.
Last week I went to Europe. I
Good
went
morning,
to
Trish.
Amsterdam
Okay.
for a couple days, quick trip, a lot of people. And then as I started looking back and I started talking to people, I realized that was a really poor time. And so this isn't going to be this isn't going to be what I'm looking for, because it's going to become really heavily biased towards the heavy or towards the dumbbell if we made it 3-3-3. And so not halfway through, but after the rounds of 6 in this testing session, I basically pivoted and I did then I would play out, presenting it to the team. Cool, I there. So great job. Good being here. Good being playing with you in the open, because this is in jerks. And then so I was like, all right, great. We're gonna do and I think I actually no, I did the burpees first. So we're going to do the 3 burpees, and then we're going to do the 3 clean and jerks, and then 3 or down and back with no weight. Well, the thing is, in V1, and actually, you can use the weight. Everything we do,
Here we go. Right here.
Suitcase carry, lunge. There's a lot of different ways to do it. And for some reason, I was just like, why? Why even use the weight? Everything we do, not everything, but often the default is to go into making it heavier or more difficult. I'm like, why not just have an unloaded lunge? So I was like, all right, great. We're going to do.
Perfect. Right there. So why not have an unloaded lunge? So this is the problem. Everyone thinks that making it harder makes it the better test, and it doesn't. Now, something like the reason why people complain because of something like 24.1, 25.1 is because they don't have capacity and they don't have good conditioning, right? They don't have good muscular endurance, right? They're just used to basically doing hard things and moving slow for the entirety of the workout. That's why they're pissed, right? Because they want more stop gates, as Chase and them call it. They want more bottlenecks. They want more things that are going to show up that are going to just stop people in their track, that because they're athletic and strong, they can do, even if they fucking do it slow. All right. Ryan says, I'd say more heavy barbells and movements that benefit taller athletes could have been thrown in. Good overall, but it seemed a bit more biased. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this workout is going to be a short person bias. Not really. I don't think so. But again, workouts 1 and 2, 100%. It's going to favor someone who's better at gymnastics and someone who's better at burpees, right? Like just in general, that's how it's going to lean. I don't think we need to test absolute strength. Absolute strength is not like, it's just a portion. I think we always test absolute strength by every time we pick up any component, right? We never need I don't think we ever need a 1RM in like a worldwide test. But again, I still think a 185 bar would have solved all of the strength complaint issues personally. Bruce says it's like they don't have to create a score sheet. They used to do that. They've never changed the rep scheme. I don't think so. You'd have to show me the workout. I don't think they've ever changed the rep scheme in the open. Maybe in semifinals. For sure, never in quarterfinals. Like, not really. I don't think I've ever seen them just like do a chest to bar for RX or individuals and then like less chest to bars for 55 plus. You'd have to show me that. I don't think I've ever seen that. Midline bias. That's the first time I've heard that. That's interesting. I don't think so. They do. They forget the concept. Yeah. I don't think get him a Vera. We don't test for absolute strength the same way we don't test the 1 minute max muscle ups. Yeah. Now, I think a great open test would be like a 1K row into like something capacity driven, like a burpee test. So, I think, do I think it's midline bias? Trish, you have a pretty decent understanding of CrossFit. I think the row splits off. So it's really 20. That first wall walk doesn't really set the tone, I don't think, because it's separated so much. So I would say it's more 20 and then 75 barbell. I guess so. I don't ever really think of midline as posterior chain personally. I think it's like I don't really like that comparison of like pulling from the ground being a midline fatigue. I don't look at the lumbar as midline. I just don't. Now the wall walks for sure. I think people get a lot of like serratus like fatigue, right? A lot of bracing, but not really a lot of like abdominal hip flexor fatigue. But that's probably just my personal way of looking at it. And I know it's not consistent with how a lot of people view like midline or like holding overhead. But I don't think like a light barbell pulling from the ground is a midline bias. The wall walks for sure. Avera's running hot this morning. Bottom line, if you're fit enough to do better, you would do better. Oh, for sure. Right. Again, I think it's fine. It gets the people where they need to be. My only complaint, again, is specifically for like taking 50,000 people in the East and taking it all the way down to 33 and then having heavy Isabel. I think we're going to see quite a few females that are going to really, really struggle to do any reps in heavy Isabel personally, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, Kevin, the low back blows up not because of muscular fatigue, but because of like overarching, right? Spinous process starts to hit, right? And it's just like but there isn't a lot of like lumbar contraction in a GHG sit up. It's just an uncomfortable position for people to sit and hang out in, right? But abs blow up there, right? But that's again a flexion like against gravity, right? And pulling from the ground is extension against gravity, right? There's no like actual flexion. It's gravity supported going back to the ground, which is the exact opposite of a GHG sit up. All right. What time is it? Oh shit. This is a nice show. Cool. What's my schedule look like today? I love GHGs. I have a 9:30 and 11. I think this person is coming here. Send, maybe. Just move it to there. Okay. All right. Is everyone going to do the workout? So for those that weren't here, so I'm not going to do the workout. Unfortunately, I'll put in a score of 1. I think he's going to do good. I don't think he's going to win it. Avera. See, Colton is going to kill it. I'm going to sub 15 cal row. And so Sean, I don't get upside down anymore. Yeah. Especially right now. So like I did a little bit towards like the end of like before December, when I found out like when I lost some of that vision. But because I don't know like what the blood clot is doing, like if it's dissolved or if it's still there, and just being upside down, it's just like to what end, right? Like it just doesn't, you know, any type of increased intracranial pressure with narrowed arteries is just like a big no-no. So, hey, Avera, you're a neurosurgeon. Are you a neurovascular surgeon? I would love to pick your brain if you are. Um, uh, but I, you know, Sean, I've talked to my surgeon about it, and it's on the table um, for vascular health. The problem is if I was gonna do it, I probably should have done it like while the initial I've done yeah, while the initial um artery was healing like 2 years ago, and it probably would have had because it's already set, right? So like so if you think about it, so basically think about it like this, right? So my internal carotids, they were this wide, and then I had a bilateral uh I had a bilateral dissection, and so basically the internal wall of the artery was injured, and it basically fell and occluded on my left side. Okay. The right side did the same thing, but it didn't occlude. It just tore a little bit, but it still stayed, you know, wide. And so as that flap on the left side healed, it basically absorbs back into the wall, it curls down and absorbs back into the wall and makes like a little like a hump. And so that hump will absorb into the wall. Well, basically, as it finalized healing over, you know, 3 to 6 months, it just healed narrow, right? And so it's very narrow at that point, and that's where my recent blood clot was found, right? So it's healed and the walls are strong, they're just really narrow. So I don't think BPC is gonna, like, expand it, right? But it is something that's on the table, I just haven't pulled the trigger. I've got the approval from doc to do it. Um, I just, you know, I just haven't pulled the trigger on it, to be honest. Um Yeah, Avera, I don't think I've ever heard of simultaneous bilateral, and it might not have been simultaneous, right? But it was at the same exact level, and so there's a lot of backstory behind it. We're not sure if it happened in the workout or if it happened earlier in the week with a lot of gymnastics training, a lot of handstand push-ups, a lot of muscle ups, and then the hypoxic fatigue from um, the hypoxic fatigue from 23.1 is what showed the symptoms, right? Because I was like fully occluded on the left side. Um, and so we're not really sure. I'd love to like pick your brain about it and like run you through the specifics and just get your thoughts. But it's pretty wild. And I think they understood that it was so fucking crazy. No, no, I don't do any cervical adjustments. Um, yeah, we've gone through um Sean, I'm really glad your wife is pain free after the BPC. That's amazing. I love it. Are you going like systemic? Or are you just like going like into the ass? Or are you going like somewhere into the area of discomfort? So very no, I didn't have any cervical adjustments. Um, Probably why the doc was like, I mean, they tried to put the fear of God in me. Um, of like not continuing to train hard. I guess it was, you know, really close to being really, really obviously like a, you know, like a near death experience. Um, they're like, I've never seen anyone because like I walked into the ER, right? So like when I had my stroke symptoms, I was fine. I just had a little foot drop for a couple minutes and like my legs were really, really weak and I was really wobbly and then it went away. Um, um, so anyways, Avera, I'd love to like brainstorm around with you. I don't ever have to see your face or know, like, if it's just an email. Um, yeah, that was probably a good call, Sean. Yeah, believe me, it's yeah, crazy. super crazy. So what I've found, and this is the last thing we'll talk about, I got to get ready to get Bennett up, was that their spontaneous dissections are always in novel activity, right? So like someone doing CrossFit for the first time, right? Or like in a car wreck, or like swinging a golf club, like, or some form of like very violent cervical whipping in some capacity. All the case studies that we found. And so, but the weird thing with mine is that it's not novel, right? I've done CrossFit consistently for, I don't know, 15 years. Hell, what year is it? 13 years now. So my thought was, the week before 23.1, I did a workout with like 100 strict handstand push-ups, and I'm not super good at them. I had accumulated over 100 muscle ups, right? Because I was really amping up for quarterfinals, right? In however many weeks. And so I'm thinking that at some point in my really sharp increase of like inversion and cervical whipping and cervical compression, um, uh, that I injured it then, and that it showed itself during 23.1 because of how, much oxygen loss, like how much hypoxia you're in something. um uh I'm not vaccinated, Kevin. Um and that's all, if not getting into that at all, but that's like more heart related, not like arterial health, specifically. Right. It's like very, like I have everything, like I've had plenty of EKGs at this point, and everything in the heart is good. Um, uh, and so the thought was, yeah, you wish, Sean. My theory is that I injured it the week before, and then, uh, and then my intensity in 23.1 is what showed the symptoms, because it wasn't like a sharp symptom. Basically, I finished the workout and I was sitting on the rower messing with my video, and I went to stand up and I couldn't stand, right? And that lasted for like 30 minutes. And then like my hand went numb, and so that was usually, and then it went away like after an hour, like it was gone. I had a 100% asymptomatic since then. Just like for that month, like lots of headaches and shit, but like from a functional motion, like I never had symptoms again since then. So anyways, sucks, just to be clear, fucking sucks. Anyways, well, hey, thanks guys. Good luck on 25.3. I'm going to do some version of it today, like I said, probably with ski, and yeah. So if you guys need anything, as always, email cj@wodprep.com, or follow me at the Movement Doctor for any sarcasm. Helen Mavera, funny coaching. But if you want real coaching, I do that too. Hit me up. Good luck, and we'll see you guys. If you're in the group, we'll see you Sunday for our redo call. If not, I'll see you Tuesday morning. Have a good one. Good luck. And we'll see you on the leaderboard.